Hello students and welcome to week 5, the week 5 bundle of ethics. We're almost 33% done with the course. Congrats. Keep up the good work. I do know that weeks 4 and 5 were a bit intense, but you will see that things start to level off. If you look at the rest of your course schedule after week 5, you'll see that there are less and less submissions. There will still be plenty of video-based instruction, but for future-based video instruction, you don't turn in notes or anything like that. But you are expected to take notes that you use for graded learning. So just keep that in mind. We've kind of had like a philosophy boot camp, if you will, and we did that just because I needed to make sure that we had a common understanding of the character traits that can help us maximize our exploration of philosophy, but I also needed to make sure that we all had at least some kind of initial understanding and some kind of beginning developing competence when it comes to making sense of thinking like philosophers do when it comes to argument analysis, and whatnot. In fact, during week 4, you'll recall that we learned more about the philosopher's approach to analyzing arguments from the standpoint of logic, of course. Remember, logic is a branch of philosophy to which you were briefly introduced in your first ebook reading for the semester. To be a little bit more specific, we received written instruction during week 4 that provided more details about the logician's concept of an argument, how to analyze one, and how to identify a given argument's core logic. Week 4 also entailed video-based instruction focused on pattern identification, diagram representation, and passage markup, and argument reformatting. During the video instruction, you will recall you got a lot of new information, examples, and demonstrations. Thus, we've begun to build an important set of analytical tools, common concepts, common rules, common conventions, common expectations of what is expected in analyzing arguments in this class, a philosophy class focused on ethics. So this week, we get our final lessons on argument. This is week 5, of course. We begin with mostly video-based lessons on moral statements and arguments. After all, this is an ethics class, so we will definitely be concerned with arguments that focus on matters of moral concern. For example, the killing of George Floyd and the aftermath, that being our main concern for this particular ethics class. This itself will be followed with some more video-based instruction with respect to something that I briefly introduced during week 2, and that is simple and complex arguments. By the end of week 5, we will have developed, like I said, like I've referenced earlier, a common toolkit. But our common toolkit that we're using to maximize our exploration of right and wrong morality through the discipline of philosophy consists not only, or at least I wish to emphasize this, consists not only of technical thinking skills like argument analysis and application. Those are higher level critical thinking skills, the technical skills, the hard skills. But we have also focused on another set of tools, so not just the analytical tools and the application tools, but also conceptual tools having to do with who we are as persons, the character traits, being intellectual perseverant, for example, being intellectually humble, being intellectual empathetic. We've also focused on these because these character traits helps us to learn the thinking skills, the hard skills like analysis and application. They aid us in doing that. That's why I like to focus on both, and that's why I want us to have multiple sets of tools in our toolkit. So the common set of tools that we will have are the character traits, concepts of the character traits, and being mindful of them because they're conducive to the technical set of skills, which it has to do with argument, analysis, clarification, and whatnot. All right, so just an end note. Next week is when we begin to learn about the various philosophical theories that philosophers have come up with to make sense of right and wrong. It is also the week that is beginning with week 6 that we begin to apply all that we have learned during weeks 2 through 5 to our own thinking and the thinking of others, whether the thinking of others be the philosophers or that of our peers. So get ready for an interesting transition, learning more from the ebook and whatnot.